Are the 49ers still Super Bowl contenders?
I mean, I would say not necessarily Super Bowl contenders right now just because of the way the Seahawks and Chiefs are playing, but that's not really what the 49ers should be after. They got to get to the playoffs. They got to get back to a winning record. And I know the cliche of play one win at a time, but that's kind of what they have to do right now just to get back into that conversation. And just throwing it back to what the Baltimore Ravens did last year, they were the 1 seed. Yeah, they didn't have playoff success, but they started the season 2-2. Got that third win with a overtime win over the Mason Rudolph Steelers. And then they beat the Cincinnati Bengals, which were the worst team in the NFL, by 6 points. That's how they got their thing going, and that's how they went on a huge run to get that 1 seed. Not saying the 1 seed is necessarily the goal right now, but they just have to get hot at this moment. And I'd say anything can happen in the playoffs, especially in 2020 when a COVID test away from any team going down.
Ooh, that's a good point.
Yep. I spent a lot of time talking this past week just about how expectations have shifted. I went into the year with the Super Bowl or bust mentality, all the hype regarding the revenge tour. I don't remember the last time I heard the phrase revenge tour. Like, no one seems to be using it anymore. So it's crazy that we're in week 5 of the season, but the Super Bowl or bust expectations have shifted to let's see the 49ers get into the playoffs, just make the playoffs first, and then see what happens from there. And that's where I think the team is at, because no team is going to want to face them in the postseason.
I feel that. A little bit of echo at the I don't know what that happened. You're good though, Nick.
Yeah,
Leo, you're up. No, talk again. Do you have is it Leo?
Go ahead.
Is the echo still there? Sounds good. Okay, you're good. Leo, is Leo still there, or did he freeze out and time out? I can't tell sometimes.
Stop. Sorry. Don't go there.
My bad.
Don't treat me like Dante, man. But yeah, they are, because how I look at it is just get into the postseason. And this year they have an extra advantage with 7 playoff slots. So who's really going to take those slots? You're going to have your 4 division winners, then no wild cards coming from the East. That's established. The South, you're probably going to have the Bucks. They should be in there. The West, you're probably going to have the other 2 teams. I still don't trust the Bears yet. So there may be a mix there where the 49ers are playing for a 7th spot with the Bears, or they could, win their way into a 5 spot or the division. That's still not out of the equation. And then I say just get into the playoffs, because guess what? There's not going to be much of a home field advantage. The crowds aren't really going to be there. So a West team has never traveled all the way and won a Super Bowl. If it would happen this year, just because of the home field advantage is not there. So they're absolutely a Super Bowl contender, because I do see 8-4 on the schedule as a possibility. And if they do that, then, well, they're a 10-6 team, and they're definitely in the playoffs at that point.
Yeah. I think they're still Super Bowl contenders too, because while none of us expect the defense to be great this season. I mean, really, with all the things they've lost, they have they don't even have Richard Sherman. They have Fred Warner and Eric Armstead, and that's about it. Right. I mean, Quan Alexander's good. Drake Greenlaw's promising. Javon Kinlaw flashes, but they got like 2 guys, and they got a good coordinator. So really, if they're like top half of the league ranking, then like you'd figure, good job, Robert. That's a team that's a defense that could go either way. So the offense has to be special this year. And I think internally in the organization, they feel like it has a chance to be special. If Jimmy Garoppolo gets healthy, if the offensive line gels, the skill position talent is 2 or 3 deep at every spot in a way that it hasn't been yet. So I think that they feel they could go on a run scoring 30 points a game. It's possible that the point about home field advantage not being the same is true. I think what'll hurt the Niners if they have to run the gauntlet as a wild card team in the playoffs is all the travel. It's just cross-country flight after cross-country flight. It's hard. I mean, you saw what the Vikings looked like after, one road game in the playoffs last year against the Niners. They were done. So yes, it's possible. I mean, it's not like there's any team in the NFC right now that's just dominant. Even the Seahawks, you look at them, you're like, you have no defense. You got a great offense, but would you be surprised if the Niners beat the Seahawks? I wouldn't. So I think really the issue right now is the standings. But if the Seahawks get a couple injuries and they lose a few games and the Niners like find a way to win the division, then absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Was my mic sound okay? It doesn't sound
You're good
like
now.
an echo. Okay.
You're good now.
Yeah,
I don't know what that was.
Just to pick up where I left off, is that okay, Grant?
Of course.
About no team. So I think just in the postseason, if the 49ers make the playoffs, no team is going to feel good about playing the 49ers in their playoff game, regardless if it's at home or they have to come to Levi Stadium, because this is an offense that was second in the NFL in points per game last year. Yeah. And just like how you touched, Grant, they're more than capable of scoring 30 points a game. The defense looks capable of holding opponents to below that by a substantial amount. So as long as the offense is healthy and they can play as one cohesive unit without the injuries in the month of January, of course, this team is a Super Bowl contender. But for right now, with all the injuries that they're dealing with, the goal is just getting into the playoffs and not so much winning the division. But if you win the division, great.